Good day to everyone. My name is Glenville Daly. Welcome to my channel. And of course, thank you very much for tuning into my channel. And I am always saying that I am from the beautiful island of Montserrat because I want people to understand that my country, despite its little issues, is a beautiful country. Therefore, I would like to say this not because I have been quoting things from the Bible, means that I am a theologian. I am definitely not a theologian, but the Bible is for everyone, and we can pull things from the Bible which makes sense, especially when we can understand what we are reading. Because there are many things in the Bible that requires deep studiation for you to actually understand what exactly the Bible is speaking about. And I received a message, and I believe this message came after a radio interview, and the person asked me to speak on this. And here is what they sent to me. They said Jesus performed miracles to demonstrate his divine authority and to fulfill prophecies about the Messiah in the Jewish scriptures. These miracles serve as signs of his identity as the Son of God and affirmed his teachings about the kingdom of God. They also provided evidence to those who witnessed them, strengthening their faith and inviting them to believe in him. And because I have common sense, I understand exactly what the person is speaking or why they sent me this message. And I know it's because they listened to a radio interview. Here's what I have to say. It is very true that as a leader, you are required to provide evidence so that people can feel comfortable knowing that certain things are going to happen. So when a person is of a certain position, people are now expecting them to show exactly what they are doing or show their powers basically. Now, hear this. When we talk about investors and we talk about, access its issues, and we talk about hospitals, and we talk about, all the issues that we can find in Montserrat, at some point we have to show people that we have ways and means of fixing them. And it is nice when we can speak. Not everybody can speak as fluently as others. That is very clear. Because some of us can speak fluently so people can understand. And some people realize that they do not have that ability, so they do not say anything at all. And that is the reason why you're here. When police come to you, they say, you have the right to remain silent. Because anything you say can and will be used against you. And you have the right to an attorney, etc., etc. It's simply saying that sometimes, if in case you know you have no good to say, you might as well not say anything at all. And I believe that is the reason why sometimes some governments, officials, you realize they don't say anything at all because they do not want to say something that could cause issues for them because they said the wrong thing. And as we can see, we witness a situation where someone who doesn't usually say much came out and said something, and that backfired right away in the individual's face. And it was nice hearing the person say what they said, but it didn't work out as planned. Now, when it comes to miracles, it's like this. If in case you have investors that are willing to do stuff, I guess you have to provide a miracle and show that the investor is really genuinely real. It is a real thing, not a joke. And that may mean that you have to get the investor to come to the island and have interviews and let the investor say, you know, this is what we plan to do and so forth. Real investors. Because I could easily hire somebody to come and say that they're an investor when they're not really an investor. These things have happened in the past in other countries. The point is, we have to actually show that we have people ready to start investments in Montserrat. Not everybody has the ability to find people to come to actually provide proof that an investor is actually real. And it is good when somebody has real proof to show that the investor is real. But let's talk about investors. We always talk about investors coming to Montserrat. However, I'm trying to understand, because as a business person, if I am approached to start an investment, there's some questions, of course, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask about access. I'm going to ask about the hospital. I'm going to ask about the port. And you sell yourself to an investor and say, look, we are opening opportunities for investors to invest in our country. And these are what we are trying to get. We're trying to get a hospital. We're trying to get a port. We're trying to get a deep water harbor, or we're trying to get a yacht marina. We need hotels built, and we need a shopping mall. And let's say, for example, that the person decide, okay, I could do the hotel. When the person decide to do the hotel, the next thing they're gonna ask you is basically, what's the site, how the site looks. They might send somebody to the country to actually see the site, or they might just work after a picture. And the next thing that they really would want to know, how much would it cost me to acquire the property for me to do my investment? And you would tell them, well, the government is not in a position to sell the property, but we can lease the property to you for 100 years, as long as you plan to hire at least 50 persons, so that people can get work in the country and so forth. Because something has to go to the person. We may offer you duty-free exemption for 10 years and so, but we need you to actually hire at least 50 persons, and the rooms need to be selling at least 300 US per night, so that we do not interrupt the local community with their rents. But the next thing that the investor would really want, they would really want to acquire the property, because it is important that whenever you want to start an investment, you acquire the property, especially when you're dealing with government. When you're dealing with government, you want to make sure that you acquire the property, so that the next government that comes into play cannot stop you from starting your investment. So I'm saying is, like, we have to sometimes wonder how investors really think, because me as a business person, a small business person, automatically I would think about acquiring property, so that once I acquire the property, that there is no government that could actually stop my investment, or the property cannot be given to somebody else. And it's just food for thought, basically, as to, does some things make sense? Because sometimes some things don't really make sense. And of course, people would want you to show them a miracle. I would call it a miracle. They want to see something. They want hearing stuff. They want to see what's happening. So, in terms of the investment opportunity, does investors actually intend to invest without owning property? Or does the government want to be partnership or in partnership with investors? Because I highly doubt that investors would want to be in any partnership with government, knowing how government changes frequently. Thank you. Have a good day.